What's up, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer from blueandgold.com with our football analyst Tim Hyde breaking down Notre Dame's first two class of 2024 defensive linemen. Now, um, as we record this, I mean, it was a while back that Brandon Davis-Swain announced his commitment. I did a video on it. It was kind of an impromptu commitment from Brandon Davis-Swain, so I just did a solo video on it. But we want to get Tim Hyde's reaction to the West Bloomfield, Michigan high school, 6'3", 245 pounds, four-star player within the top 100. You see On3 has him ranked the number 63 player in the country, number 7 defensive lineman. On3 consensus, which equally weighs the 4 major media outlets, has him ranked in the top 100. You see the recruiting prediction machine actually had Michigan as a slight favorite, as I think most everyone would have thought that if he were going to commit somewhere out of the blue, would have been the local Wolverines. His high school head coach as a freshman, Ron Bellamy, is now with Michigan. So you would, it's a nice win for the Fighting Irish, beating out Mike Elston and Michigan going into Detroit and landing this top prospect. Tim, what do you think about Brandon Davis-Swain on film?
He is looking like every defensive end / hybrid 3-tech that Marcus Freeman's going after since he's arrived in South Bend. You go back to, Gobira, Tyson Ford, obviously the 2023 guys that they're loading up on. He knows what he wants, and he's going out and getting these guys. And there are these, you said it great when he committed. Looks long, going to add weight, explosiveness, plays with great, just great energy and intensity. His takeoff, and they're loading up on these guys. They're getting a bunch of these guys that are. I mean, look at this move right there. Just that is just pure athleticism, get off, takeoff, and Marcus Freeman's. It looks like he's trying to get about 10 of these guys to round up his football team between 22, 23, and obviously this 2024 class moving forward of just loading up on big ends and play them all over the field.
Kind of similar to Boubacar Traore. I mean, we've done a video on him recently, and big commitment for Notre Dame, April 27th in the 2023 class. Of course, Brandon Davis-Swain, and then Owen Wafle, who we'll talk about next, class of 2024 guys. So they're high school sophomores. I mean, do you think he's pretty similar to Boubacar?
Yeah, I mean, just look at his body right there. It's just, this guy's 15 years old in this film, and we always got to remember that we're not watching senior highlight film. We're watching sophomore film, and look at the energy and the effort this guy plays. Yeah, he's got a lot of that, Boubacar, from 2023, the Tyson Ford, his takeoff looks like Gobira, who has some of the fastest, first 3 steps that Notre Dame's recruited in a long time. He's, they're getting a bunch of these guys, and he really, really looks the part. He's a sophomore film, and you can already tell he's got a lower body on him. So he's in the weight room squatting and power cleaning. He's got a great burst that's going to keep growing with a handful of these guys. And for Freeman and Coach Washington to go into, Detroit and go steal them away from Mike Elston and Jim Harbaugh, University of Michigan, it's just an unbelievable effort by those guys.
Yeah, I gotta emphasize again, that was not an expected commitment. No one thought. Davis-Swain didn't think it was going to happen. His dad didn't. Notre Dame didn't. It was, pretty surprising one there. And then, the new commitment of today is from Owen Wafle. Interesting guy. Princeton, New Jersey, Hun School. On3 consensus, number 210 player nationally, number 19 defensive lineman. So On3 will list defensive lineman and edge. So an edge is your pass rusher, your Keon Keeley. And then if you're an interior guy, whether it's nose or 3 technique / defense technique, you're listed as a defensive lineman. So Wafle's an interesting one. On3 has him listed at first as a 3-star. I really understand that. I think you want to see more of him because when you watch him on tape as a sophomore, I mean, here's his first play as a fullback, just pile driving somebody. I mean, he's got some interesting tape, Tim.
Oh yeah, and I'm laughing because I mean, who doesn't want to recruit guys like that? That are, first off, he's very versatile. He's a very athletic kid for his size
Hmm.
and his, and his body frame. I mean, look at he's a square peg in a good way. He looks like a mini fridge in there with athleticism. He's fearless. This film is fearless. He's playing DN. He's seen him playing 3 tech. He's played the wing. He's played a true fullback. There's a great pass he catches out of the backfield. Shows a lot of versatility. And I think when you watch his film and you project him down the road, he's already got a lower body. This guy, if there's not a spitting perfect image of a nose guard recruit, then there isn't one. Because I think this guy's a perfect nose guard down the road.
Okay.
He's not going to play end. He's short, stocky, the powerful takeoff, point of attack. He's going to be a heck of a nose guard, I feel, down the road.
Yeah. So Tim, those attributes that fits nose guard to you.
Oh, yes. I mean, he's 6'2", so he's 6'2", doesn't have the long arms, which Marcus Freeman has been recruiting across the board, guys with length. I think he's going
Here's that
a
touchdown catch you
scout.
talked about.
Exactly. Look at this. Look at that. That's not too shabby for a guy who's going to probably be playing nose guard A-gap down the road. He really does. He's got no fear. So, going in, like you think of a Kurt Hinish, you think of a Howard Cross, Jacob Lacey type guys that are
Yeah.
just those A-gap physical football players that are just going to take double teams and be relentless inside. You watch his film, that's what I think down the road. He's going to be a Hinish type of a football player.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we started recording, that he's got a Kurt Hinish.
Yeah.
I think he's probably more skilled at this point than like Donovan Hinish.
Yes.
But yeah, all those guys, what, 6'2"? I mean,
Mhm.
this young man's listed already at about 265, 270 pounds. So yeah, I mean, I think he can be quite the athletic interior defense lineman for the Irish.
And that's a great point again, as we've mentioned, like when you watch these films, that's sophomore. This kid's 15 years old, 16 maybe, extremely young, and he already has a lot of these athletic abilities. They're going to keep growing and growing and growing, and you can see where, he's going to come to Notre Dame, redshirt, get with Coach Bayless, by his redshirt sophomore year and whatnot down the road. You see a guy he could be a solid A-gap football player, I feel, for Notre Dame and Coach Freeman.
So 2 defensive line commitments already for the 2024 class. Again, high school sophomores. That Brandon Davis-Swain commitment clearly was a domino for Owen Wafle's commitment. I kind of wish it was pronounced Waffle because you could just imagine the NIL deals. But hey, Wafle's not too bad either. So any thoughts, Tim, before we wrap up on Notre Dame? Starting 2024 here with these defensive linemen.
Yes, yeah, a position that has always bitten Notre Dame, in the tail end at times over the years, and seems like since Coach Freeman's been there, he has really made defensive line a major emphasis over his first 3 classes.
Yeah, I think we'd have to. He's a Michigan guy now, but we got to give Elson some love. I think he was a really key part in defensive line becoming a strength of this football team with such great depth. Rather than before we started recording, we talk about loose emoji all the time. Would say for so long said defensive line is an Achilles heel for Fighting Irish football, and now it's not. So yeah, you got to give Elson a little bit of credit, and then yeah, like Al Washington, Marcus Freeman, Chad Bowden. The whole staff's done a really nice job keeping that going, picking things up where Elston left it. So, all right, that's going to do it for this video. Big commitments, Owen Wafle, Brandon Davis-Swain. Hit the thumbs up, $1 for 1 year premium access. Stay ahead of the news over at blueandgold.com. Appreciate you guys, and we will catch you next time.